bigger problem is that by filing this lawsuit, the Macrons have taken a mosquito and turned it into a buffalo. So Candace Owens is being sued again in United States courts. She's not being sued in France. She's being sued in the USA, which means her First Amendment protections are going to be a central defense here. And this is an uphill battle. Suing somebody for defamation is an uphill battle, regardless of what you think you got them on, because you have to prove that this person is acting with malice, and you have to prove that they are going above and beyond free speech limitations. And that's going to be a challenge for the Macrons, who probably have a good amount of financial resources so they can hire good lawyers, but Candace Owens can hire good lawyers too, and the burden of proof is going to be on the Macrons over here. So to prove defamation, let's get clear on this, because this is what this whole thing is about. So let's get clear on what is actually required to prove defamation. Whether you are the plaintiff or the defendant, you got to understand the legal elements to define it. So here are the 5 key elements that you must prove to win a defamation case in the United States, okay? Number 1, you got to prove a false statement of fact, that a defendant made a false factual statement about the plaintiff. Not an opinion, but a factual statement that's not true. In other words, the Macrons somehow, some way, have to prove that when Candace Owens said that woman is not a woman, is actually a man, they have to prove that that's not true. Okay, first of all, I think this is a bad idea by the Macrons to even sue Candace Owens. I get that this can be, whether you believe Brigitte Macron is a man or a woman, let's just put that aside for a moment. But again, let's just say I'm Emmanuel Macron. And I got this woman who has a lot of reach and a big audience, and she keeps saying over and over and over again, hammering something that is factually inaccurate about my wife, and I'm really getting annoyed by it. I understand that could probably get under your skin, especially if you're the leader of a country and it's kind of undermining your credibility and the respect that people may have for you, and you're just getting bothered by the fact that this chick keeps coming out saying this negative thing about my wife. None of those things were working, so now they have finally chosen the most nuclear option they can go, which is suing Candace Owens and basically trying to ruin her and undermine her and make her retract everything that she said based on this lawsuit. Because if they win, then Candace is going to have to take down all her content. She's going to have to issue a public apology, and it's basically going to be mud on her face or egg on her face if they actually win this lawsuit. The first one is that, first of all, they're going to say that what Candace is saying, that's a man, not a woman. They have to prove that it's not true. Well, that means Brigitte got to prove that she's a woman. I don't know what the methods are that the judge is going to say, here's how you have to prove that what Candace said is factually inaccurate. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know if we've seen a lawsuit like this one before. But the bigger problem here is not even that. The bigger problem is that by filing this lawsuit, the Macrons have taken a mosquito and turned it into a buffalo. This is the problem.